Hey guys, today we are going to talk about driving in the Dominican Republic. Let me start off with some of the positives. First, some of the roads down there are absolutely beautiful, like this one. This is the toll road that runs from Santo Domingo's airport all the way up to Nagua. Going to take you roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours to run this thing. Make sure you watch your speed because unlike most roads in the DR, they do set up speed traps on this road. You don't want to get a ticket on your first day in paradise. Once you arrive up in Nagua, you're going to turn onto Route 5. This runs the entire length of the north coast. Palm trees, beaches, again, another absolutely gorgeous road. The roads between Santiago and Puerto Plata run right up through the mountains. Again, spectacular, scenic. Lots of cool little towns and villages that you can pull off, get something to eat. A lot of fun, but this road is going to take you a little while. Again, it's going through the mountains. There's lots of curves. One of the other benefits is the lack of traffic enforcement. You want to speed? You can drive like a bat out of hell. No one's going to say nothing, except, as I already mentioned, the toll road and maybe that stretch in between Santiago and Santo Domingo. Other than that, they don't have radar guns. Nobody cares. You want to run red light? Run the red light. You want to pass somebody on the shoulder? Pass them on the shoulder. You want to drive aggressive, tailgate, honk your horn? Go right ahead. You want to have a couple beers before you get in the car? They don't have breathalyzer. Nobody cares. And guess what? You're going to blend right in because that is exactly how most of the Dominicans drive. I'm not saying any of that is a good idea because it's not. But now, that freedom of being able to drive just as crazy as you want comes at a cost. And that cost is the Dominican Republic is the #1 country for traffic fatalities on the entire planet. Statistically speaking, you are much safer driving in Manila, Miramar, Venezuela, all of them. #1 country on the planet for traffic fatalities. Let me give you guys a scenario. Back home in the United States, driving down the road, minding my own business. I'm not speeding, I haven't been drinking, doing everything correct. And some asshole rear ends me at a red light. What happens? You get out of the car, you go back, you look at the damage, they get out of the car, you dial up the police on your phone, you get back in your car, you wait for the police to arrive. They're just as frustrated as you are. This is a major pain in the ass. They write up a ticket for one of you guys. They look at the damage. It all goes into a report. You get back in your car, you go home, you call the insurance company, and you get your car fixed, right? But that's America. And America is a fairly civilized country. The Dominican Republic is not a civilized country. Let me explain what's going to happen under that same scenario in the DR. In the DR, remember, you did nothing wrong. You're just sitting at the red light, minding your own business, and bam, you get rear-ended. First thing that's going to happen when you get out of that car is you are going to be surrounded by Dominicans. I hope at this point you have a working knowledge of Spanish, because if you don't, you're not going to understand what they're saying. But I'm going to tell you what they're saying. What they're saying is you're going to pay. You're going to pay for the damage on the car that hit you. God help you, nobody's got any cuts, lacerations, or any injuries because you're going to pay through the nose for that. Some of that money is going to get spread amongst the witnesses who were going to come up with some of the most intriguing stories about how you backed into the car, how this was 100% your fault. If, this is a big if, the police show up, well, now things get even more complicated. The police in the DR don't operate like they do back in your home country. They're not trained for this kind of nonsense. The only thing going through their head is, how am I going to get some money out of this also? They may act like they're your friend. They may try to tell you that, hey, I'm going to help make this go away. But in the end, now you're going to pay the police officer instead of the Dominican that hit you. This is how it works down there. I'm not making this up. In fact, you know what? Let's do something fun. Let's drag Londa out. I'm going to ask Londa, what do you think about foreigners driving in the Dominican Republic? This could be fun. Let's do this. Let's get it right from the mouth of a Dominican. All right, we've got Londa here, our resident Dominican. I'm gonna ask you a question now. Let's say a foreigner flies into one of the airports in the Dominican Republic, a tourist, and decides that they want to rent a car. So they go up to the rental car, don't laugh. They go up to the rental car company, they rent a car for their vacation. Do you think this is a good idea or is this a bad idea?
It's not a good idea, baby.
Why?
Because if you have a vacation, you just say vacation.
Yeah.
You don't want any stress, right?
No stress.
No stress. So it's better you just get a driver.
Let a driver drive you.
Yeah. Because if you go and say, okay, I want to save some money, it's my vacation, I'm going to rent my own car and go whenever I want, like, you are going to end up driving carefully, a motorcycle or some crazy people hit you, get into the middle, and no matter if you're right or not, like, you're gonna pay.
You're gonna pay.
You're gonna pay.
Even if you're not at fault.
If you're not at fault.
And all right, so what if I call the police and get a police officer over there? He's gonna help me, right?
Yeah, you know, you're going to call the police and you're going to find one that still wants money and going to tell you, hey, you know, you are my man, you're mine, I got you, I see this, like, he will go there, but you know, in his mind, he just wants the money.
So he's gonna play me.
He's going to play you. You're going to think, oh, he's a good people, he's working for me. There's some money, there's some tips, work. And he come back to you and he say, hey, my man, you know, I did my best for you. I tried to help you. But they say there is a poor motorcycle and you hit him and you gotta pay.
So when we lived there and we used to drive around, you used to always tell me, be careful, watch the motorcycles, because if they see you're a foreigner, they'll actually hit you on purpose.
Yeah, they actually hit you on purpose. It's like they don't think about what if I just hit him and I lost my legs or something. They just care about, if he hit me, I'm going to get some money.
So they'll actually fake an accident just to extort money.
To get some money, it's what they do. He's a foreigner, that's my opportunity. He's going to hit me, I'm not going to ask for too much. Give me $5,000 and let the life like this.
Yeah, 5,000 is a lot of money. All right, sweetheart, thank you for your perspective. I appreciate it. That's Londa. See, right from the mouth of a Dominican, don't drive in the DR. It's not worth it. I lived down there for 8 years, and yes, I owned a car and I drove every single day, but I did two things that really put my mind at ease. The first, I went to my insurance agent and said, I want the best insurance I can possibly buy. Now, if you own your own vehicle and you're living there, you can get what's called the no jail clause, meaning if I'm involved in an accident and somebody, God forbid, dies, I don't go to jail. I can actually sit at home and let the insurance company work it out. That, my friends, is if you live there. That bullshit insurance that you get from the airport, 9 chances out of 10 is gonna do nothing for you. And if, like I said, there's a fatality, you're gonna go straight to jail and you're gonna sit in jail until they figure out how much you're gonna pay. Doesn't matter who's at fault. Remember that. This is important. You can be the best driver on the planet. Do everything correctly. You get into an accident as a foreigner.
Happen, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Now, with all of that said, I know there's still a bunch of you that are going to go down there and rent a car. Well, let me give you a pro tip. Go on Amazon. Buy yourself a dash cam, one that records both forward and reverse. Throw it in your carry-on and then install it on the rental car when you get there. It takes less than 10 minutes. You don't have to do any modifications to the car. I honestly think it's a no-brainer. And like I said, it's not 100% protection, but it isn't gonna hurt to have video of what actually happened. When we're talking about the rental company themselves, remember, again, this is the Dominican Republic. We trust nobody. Before you sign off on that car, do a full video inside and out of the car, noting any type of damage, dents, scratches, stains on the interior, because if you don't, when you return that car, you're gonna get charged for it. Last, and probably the most important, we talk about this a lot over on our channel, and that is your passport stays with you. A lot of the smaller rental car companies, even ATV rentals, they wanna hold your passport as a security instrument. We never allow this. They can take a copy of it, but the passport stays with you, preferably in your hotel room safe. All right, guys, like I said, you're all grown-ups. Make your own decisions. Just now you've got some knowledge to make a good decision about whether or not driving in the DR is for you. And you know what? I haven't put a public video out in a long time, so I think I'm going to make some edits to this and put it out publicly. I think it's good information for people to have. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching the public video, let me tell you about Whiskey and Rum Pro. It's our guys group. Hey everybody, welcome to Whiskey and Rum. My name is Danny. I want to take a couple minutes and explain to you guys what whiskey rum is. More importantly, maybe what it is not. We are a group of guys who all share the same common interest, and that interest revolves around international travel, whether it is Latin America or all the way over to Asia. We have a website which is basically a gigantic encyclopedia of men's travel destinations. We have videos and information that will help you build the perfect trip to any of these destinations that we like to go to, including Sosua, Medellin, Cartagena, Pattaya, Bangkok, Manila, Angeles City. The list is growing leaps and bounds almost on a daily basis. We also have a private chat group which supports all of this travel. It allows us to communicate with each other, share intel, give each other boots on the ground trip reports. Now let me tell you what we're not. We don't care about nationality, we don't care about age, we don't care about race. As I've already told you, we are a brotherhood, but we don't deal in pornographic material, we don't deal with pedophiles, and we are not a dating site. Now, while we may not be a dating site, most of our members are guys just like you. They're divorced, they had relationships back in their home country that just didn't work out for one reason or another, and they decided to take their interest international, and there is no crime in that. As that clip just illustrated, we fully support that. In fact, it's probably 75% of our conversation.